it's becoming more common. Carol Cowling reports.
I took him to the doctors on the Wednesday and they said he had the flu, and then they said on the Saturday that he had meningitis.
Bacterial meningitis?
Yes.
12-month-old Rochelle Matulik is lucky to be alive.
He could have been dead within a matter of 2 hours if I hadn't have brought him up here.
And that's what the doctors have told you?
Yes.
Bacterial meningitis, on average, claims the lives of 3 West Australian children every year. The fatality rate may appear to be low, but there's a warning: don't underestimate the seriousness of this infectious disease.
Can it cause deafness?
Yes.
Brain damage?
Yes, about 12% of children who get Haemophilus meningitis suffer from after effects.
Medical authorities have warned it could be the polio of the 90s. Hitting mainly children under the age of 5, bacterial meningitis can be spread by coughing or sneezing.
It's not a flu?
It's not a flu. It's not associated with a virus infection that we know about. It's a bacterium which passes from person to person in much the same way as influenza does pass from one to the other. It's mostly by droplet spread.
It can be devastating, but there are so many degrees of meningitis that only a very small number turn into permanently damaged children.
Like you're snorting, darling.
Bruce Langelot's child developed bacterial meningitis in 1989. She's now left with severe long-term effects.
It did leave her with permanent damage to her hearing, some of her motor skills, movement, and obviously she's now 3 years of age. She can't walk or crawl or those types of things, so it's left an indelible mark in our family.
There are the odd few children who are unlucky who go on to develop bacterial meningitis.
Well, it can do irreparable damage in such a short space of time that you should never underestimate a temperature, or even with winter approaching, you know, signs of a cold could actually be meningitis.
Ready?
Looking for a good workout, aren't you, Ash?
Meningitis means inflammation of the brain lining. Signs in babies include fever and blotchy skin. In older children, headache, fever and vomiting.
It was just within 24 hours that we realised that Ashley, through her behaviour, her listlessness, her irritability, her eyes started rocking and rolling, that we knew that something serious was happening.
Okay, so I'm just adding the patient's specimen to the latex particles.
There's a lot of confusion about types and causes. Cases of viral meningitis are usually mild and rarely fatal, unlike bacterial.
As a particular disease, a specific disease, probably it's the most serious disease currently occurring in our community.
As bad as that?
That's right.
But despite its seriousness, medical authorities are still searching for answers, searching for a vaccine to stop the meningitis spread.
We are very concerned, and that's one of the reasons why we're looking forward to having a vaccine available, because that is in fact the best solution to the problem. Treatment early, we know, is quite effective, but we know that even in spite of the advancements in treatment and antibiotics that we have, there is still that element of case fatality rates, as well as the serious consequences as a result of the disease process.
News with Greg Pearce and Christine Parker.
Tonight, drowning tragedies. A family's timely warning exposes a new pool danger.
School bullies. Playground battles on the increase for victims afraid to return to the classroom.
And vintage cricket. Glory days relived. Old war horses swinging with the best of them.
Hello, also tonight, that horror bus smash. New safety concerns as a town mourns. That report soon.
But first, a chilling warning tonight as summer approaches. Drowning is the biggest killer of Australian toddlers, and many parents pin their children's welfare on pool fences, in many cases required by law and supposedly childproof. But fearing a tragedy, one Perth family has come forward with a timely warning.
Pool fences, controversial and supposedly the last line of defence in the battle to prevent drowning tragedies. Just 3 years old, Zach Callahan has shown they're far from childproof.
Zach! No, you're not allowed up there, Zach.
Zach and his mother moved in with his grandmother 2.5 years ago. The first thing the family did was put up an isolation fence around the pool, even though it wasn't required by law as it is in many other cases.
Believed up until last Thursday that there was no way possible that my grandson, a 3.5-year-old, could get into the pool. The gate was locked, and so we didn't have any idea of how he'd gotten in.
Then yesterday, she saw how he did it.
He climbed in just about here. He took off his shoes and just climbed straight over it.
The fence is twice Zach's size.
So many people said to us, no, not possible, you must have left the gate unlocked. The fact is, the gate is locked, was locked, and he scaled the fence.
Reprimanded before, the family says it's unfortunate that he did it again, but at least if people see it, they might believe it.
There must be an awful lot of people out there that feel safe having a pool fence. It is not absolutely 100% safe.
Security conscious both Vicky and Rochelle Callahan say locking gates is not enough. A timely warning just days before the launch of National Drowning Prevention Day.
Without supervision and education, we feel that backyard fencing on its own is not the panacea to cure backyard pool drownings.
Lisa Fairclough, 10 News.